the recording. Here we go. So, hi everyone. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to talk about lead generation today for our business. So give me a second while we get this going. I'm getting people coming in into Zoom, the people that are here, part of the elite community, people that are part of the free community. We're on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching live, just if you want to share a hashtag live there. If you're watching replay, hashtag replay. Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Romana. Thank you for stopping by. So we're going to talk a little bit about lead generation today. And of course, it's going to be related to mindset, of course, because you don't have a lead generation problem. What you actually have is a mindset problem. And let's talk about that in a second. So let's get going with this. Let me see if we can change this. Perfect. So here we go. Just checking that. Yeah, everybody can see me now. Perfect. So hello again. Thank you very much for being here. So let me talk a little bit about lead generation and different ways that I have been applying to be able to get leads for my business. And I keep doing it. I've been doing this for the last 3 years now, 3 years and a half, more or less. Starting this year is going to be my 4th year with my business, and how I do to get my leads. And again, what is going on if you're struggling with getting leads? Because again, it's not a lead problem that you have, it's a mindset problem that you have. And let's talk a bit about that again. So a lot of people, it's like, okay, how do you get leads? Where do I get leads from? How do I get people to know me? And nowadays, thank God, in this new era that we're in around social media, it's very easy to get out there, easy, quote unquote, to get out there, yes, and to be able to be seen by others. One of the things that I first did was go on Facebook. You got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got TikTok, you got YouTube, you got so many channels out there, LinkedIn, right? So what will be my first recommendation when you're starting with your business? My first recommendation when you're starting with your business is to use or LinkedIn or Facebook, okay? Why LinkedIn or Facebook to start generating leads? Because with Facebook and LinkedIn, sorry, Facebook and LinkedIn, without even using AI first, right, automation, what you can do is you go into groups and you start nurturing those groups with your information, with your style, with whatever you're doing, and get people to start seeing your posts. So when you go into Facebook at the beginning, maybe you have your own profile, you've been using it for a while, you have added people, things like that. But through your profile, you can get to a limited amount of people seeing your stuff. When you go into groups that have maybe 20,000 people, that have 50,000 people, or maybe even 500,000 or more people, all those people can see your stuff, not at the same time, don't get me wrong, but the potential is that a lot of people in there, not all, sorry, let's take that back. A lot of people from there can see your stuff. So what I did is I went into groups and I started posting stuff. Even stuff that I had posted on my profile maybe months ago, I recycled it and I put it in a group, right? Romana is asking me about doing her own group. What I recommend at the beginning is no, I wouldn't recommend your own group, because in your own group, you need to nurture, you need to do lives, you need to do stuff. So what I recommend is you do that stuff first on your profile on Facebook, so that when you grow into groups and you also post, people are going to come into your profile and going to see your profile and are going to stay in there and look at your stuff in there. And that's the idea at the beginning. Once you have 3,000, 4,000 people on your Facebook, right, you might think on your own profile, you might think about starting a group. But you need to understand that if you start a group, you're going to start needing to put energy in that group. So you're going to separate your energy amongst the group, somebody else's group, your profile, and now another group. So your time is going to start dividing. The more you add stuff, the more chances is that things are not going to work for you when you're starting again, guys. So my recommendation is go on Facebook groups, look for 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 or more people in those groups, and look for groups that are active and not just marketing stuff. If people are just, have a free session with me, on marketing their stuff and not giving so much value, that's not going to be a good group. You need to find groups that are seriously, kind of regulated on what you can post, so you can not do direct marketing, market yourself like, hey, work with me, I can help you with blah blah blah, whatever. Because when people start doing that, posts are just lost in that ocean of of posts. So what I recommend is look to groups where people might be marketing themselves, yes, of course, but they're doing it indirectly. And you're going to start giving value post, lifestyle post, story posts, pain posts, talk about different pains that people might be struggling, right? Tell your story and different things. At the beginning, you're not going to get a lot of engagement. At the beginning, you might not even get any engagement. But as you start adding people from those groups into your own Facebook, when you interact with those people and then you post again in that group, those people you're interacting in your own profile or on Messenger, there are more chances that the algorithm is going to show them your stuff. So what I do is I engage with people. I talk to people over Messenger. When I see posts and things like that, I like those posts and things like that. I do it, or my VA does it, right? So as I do that, or my team does that, of course, what starts happening is the algorithm is going to show your stuff to others. So as your friend list grows from that specific group or groups that you chose, when you post, there are more chances those people are going to see it. Another thing that you need to understand is that a lot of people are not going to be engaging with your stuff. Your potential clients many times are not going to be interacting with your stuff. Does that mean that likes equal money? No, that is a big false belief there is out there, that likes, engagement is equal to money. Hey, Mary. Hey, Robin. Thank you for stopping by. So likes, engagement is not equal to money. So as we're talking about lead generation, just a reminder to anybody who's jumping in just now, we need to understand that we need to go into groups, Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever you want to use, and start sharing value, adding people from those groups. So more people you have in your friend list, there are more chances that those people are going to see your stuff. Engage with them, talk with them, try to get them on Messenger, talk over the group, in the group, around your story, around whatever you posted or whatever others people are posting, and take them to Messenger, into Messenger. And that's how you can start creating leads. But the problem about creating leads is not about lead generation. The problem is mindset, guys, and let's tie up that with the mindset and what is going on. If I'm not sure, which groups to get in, if I'm not sure what to post in groups, if I'm not sure, how to talk to people, whatever it is, that is a mindset issue. Because if you had the correct mindset, if you have the correct tools, you should be able to work on those tools to develop the right mindset to go into those groups, to understand that whenever you're going into a group, maybe that group is not going to interact with you as you would like to, and that's okay. So some video that I did yesterday of some ants getting some stuff out, some wood or some soil, and they were throwing into the ground, and they created like a pile this big. Ants create a pile this big or even a bit bigger, right? With all the debris or the things they were collecting or throwing away, I'm not sure. But at the beginning, maybe they started with something very small. And as they start piling up, maybe hours later, it was like this. And maybe hours later, it was like this. And maybe it took them a month to build this. The problem is that many of us want to start generating leads out of the blue, right, overnight, because this is what most people are teaching. Again, how to make 5, 10K overnight, right? BS. Lead generation takes time. Getting people to know you and be interested in what you're saying takes time. Yes, it can happen that you put a video out there and it goes viral. Yes, it can happen, but you are not knowing that behind that video, maybe there were hundreds of videos that didn't go viral. And you know what? I'm working right now. I'm teaming up with a person that's going to help me with video editing. I'm going to start getting out there more with videos, right? But I'm going to still have the part of posting, engaging with people, talking with people, getting them on Messenger, all of that. Because what I'm trying to start doing is through videos in different platforms, of course, start growing the amount of people that follow me. But that doesn't guarantee sales. There's a lot of people out there, influencers, that have thousands of people following them, and they're not monetizing that because they have no idea how to do it. So it's a combination. But when you're building your business, when you're growing, I would seriously recommend you follow these steps, going to groups, giving value, interacting with other people's posts. When people say they're looking for help, giving them value, not just jumping to make the kill, to make the sale. Give them value, show them that you know your stuff, put yourself there as authority, as, you know, a trustworthy person. And that's when people are going to start getting closer to you and be interested in what you got to offer. So there's so many ways to start creating leads. But unfortunately, again, what is going on? What has to do with lead generation? Me getting out there and showing up. And again, if I'm scared of people seeing through me, if I'm scared of my self-image that people are going to see, people might see my doubt, people might see my low confidence, people might realize that I'm starting, whatever it is, the story you're telling in your mind, that's going to hold you back from being able to start generating leads. Listen to that again. Your self-image is going to get in the way of you generating leads. It has nothing to do with generating leads, because there are the tools out there to generate leads. It could be through Facebook ads. I'm going to spend a lot of money when you're starting, and as you have no idea what you're doing, you're going to throw away money. I've thrown away thousands of dollars on ads trying to figure it out, and it didn't work. 90%, 95% of my clients come from organic marketing even today, guys. Even today, I have some referrals, yes, but most are new people that come to me through the organic marketing I'm doing. What am I doing? Posting on my profile, right? Doing lives, doing videos, reels, going into groups, talking with people. If I have to tell you which one is the way that you can start getting clients the fastest, but it takes time and work, it doesn't mean overnight. It is going into groups, sharing value, sharing story posts, sharing who you are, how your life has changed, whatever it is that you're doing, start offering value. As you start doing that, people start seeing it, and people are going to start being interested in what you do. What I do, even with my team, is we go into groups, we find posts, people asking for help, and I give value. They reach out to me and say, Tommy, look, we found this post that, you know, it's talking about this. Okay, so I go in there and I talk about, you know, giving value, and I give value to this person. Then I have some clients that are doing some organic marketing for me indirectly. They're not doing it on purpose, but whenever somebody says they're struggling with mindset or whatever, some people tag me in that. So I have that indirectly. Other people that do it indirectly, they're tagging me and getting me leads too. So I go into that group, I give value, I show them that I know my stuff, that I can help them. I tell them towards the end of my value post, I tell them, hey, if you want to know more, I have some free resources, reach out. And not only that person that I tag their name in there, the people in that group that are going to see my post are going to reach out too. The other day, I had like 4 or 5 leads that came out of a post like that. Just like that, boom, they came out. Now I'm nurturing them. I'm giving them free stuff. I'm following up with them to see if they're interested in having a call with me and maybe moving forward. That's how I start creating leads. Go into groups, give value, whether it is, you know, a value post that is a new post in the group, or going to posts that people have done and start giving value. I add them. I don't try to go into a sale thing. I just add them. I ask them if they want some free resources, if I can help them in any other way, and boom, I give them value. I position myself as authority, and I start building respect, rapport, and that's when people start saying, oh, hey, you have a free training. Can you see the free training? They get them into my free training, my funnel, right? So all of those things is what I'm doing basically to start generating leads. There are other ways, of course. There are other ways, like now I'm using AI, artificial intelligence, on Facebook, on LinkedIn to get leads. So I do searches in LinkedIn, and I put those people inside of this AI that starts adding them and then sends them a message. On Facebook, I go in groups where people might be, you know, potential clients, potential prospects, potential leads, and I start adding them through AI. I go through the members list and I start adding people according to a specific criteria that I put in there, and it adds them, and then it sends them a message, a welcome message to that. So I am using, you know, VA, myself, right, other clients that are working with me, and also artificial intelligence to be able to start creating leads. In that way, every week I have emails coming in of people that are seeing my stuff, people that are joining, my free training, have downloaded maybe my free book, right? Might have gone into, asking for another free training, boom, whatever, or wanted to become part of the free community. All those people that are signing up, we get emails and we start seeing every week, we got several new leads coming in. And that's how I start creating leads. But again, the problem is not lead generation, guys. It has to do with mindset. If you're not creating leads with your own work and you want to jump into artificial intelligence and want to start maybe with a VA, I don't recommend that. I recommend you start creating leads through your own work at the beginning. If you have time, if you are, you have your business that you're growing and you have your 9 to 5, spend some half an hour a day. You should be able to put apart an hour a day to go into groups, add value, post, talk to people, add them, get them on message, start talking to them. Because if you don't know that part of your that process in your own business, if you want a VA to do it for you and you don't understand the process correctly, how are you going to share that with a person, expect them to do it correctly? I had to train my VAs on what I wanted for them to do it. On the AI, it's a similar thing. The AI does it for you, a part of it, but you need to put the specific information for the AI to do exactly what you, or not exactly, right? But similar to what you want. So first you got to figure it out. Then you're going to have AI do it for you. Okay. So again, whenever you're not doing what you need to do, it has to do with mindset. You might say, Tommy, I start feeling stressed. I start feeling overwhelmed. I don't know how to do it. It's not really that you don't know how to create leads or generate leads. It's your mindset. You're scared, right? You might feel that you might not be good enough, right? That you might feel that you cannot deliver, that whatever it is, guys, there is a story in the back of your head that you're telling yourself that is holding you back from being able to create those leads. Because there's many ways to generate leads. Again, as I said, organic marketing through going to groups, organic marketing through posting and talking to the people in your own profile. What a lot of people are not doing is exploring their own profile, the people that are already following you. Do you talk to the people that are already following you? What I do is I have an AI that is, oh, sorry, I bit my tongue. I have an AI that is sending messages to the people in my own profile. So are you talking to the people that are already following you, that already added you? A lot of people are not. They're expecting them to come to you. No, you got to become proactive and reach out to them. That is lead generation too. Although they are already in your funnel, maybe they need a push. They need some follow-up. They need to turn from a cold, cold lead into a warm lead, from a warm lead to a hot lead, and from a hot lead to a sold into your program. Or say, maybe, you know what, I'm not a good fit. I don't want to work with you. I don't resonate, whatever, right? And you just take them away from your list and make room for other people. So generating leads has nothing to do with generate leads per se that people are struggling with. People are not generating leads because, again, their mindset. So you need to explore what is going on in your mindset around generating leads. It's putting yourself out there. How do I feel about putting myself out there? Start exploring and writing down what are your feeling and emotions around putting yourself out there. If you need to do a live, if you need to do post, if you need to start reaching out to people, what could happen? People might get angry. People might get pissed. People might block me. People might get bothered feel bothered by me because of what I'm doing. Okay. So why do you feel like you feel? Why do you feel overwhelmed, stress, fear of what? Of being judged or criticized. How would that make you feel about yourself if you feel judged or criticized? So look at the 3 questions again that I teach over and over again, and now has to do with lead generation. How do I feel around generating leads, talking to people? And again, remember that most people, their mind is going to trick them to think something different. What does that mean? Is, I was talking to a guy that was trying to build his business, and we're working around generating leads. And he's like, no, Tommy, I don't like posting every day. I don't like doing lives. I'm like, okay, why don't you like that? Yeah, because it's like the people that are in there and start seeing my video and that, some people might be bothered with me, you know, because of what I'm doing, posting so much. So as we started going deeper, the truth is he was scared of what people would say. And when I asked him, like, do you care what people say? No, not really. But his actions were in a line more towards, I do care what people say, more to, I don't care what people say. So a lot of people try to convince themselves that they don't care what people say, but their actions show that they do care. Are you creating leads? Are you getting out there with posts, with lives? Are you doing what you need to do? If you are not doing what you need to do, it has nothing to do with the skills. It has to do with the mindset behind the skills. Because these skills of going to groups and talking to people are basic, guys. It's like going to discotheque to somewhere and start to a mall and start talking to people. It's not easy. If imagine yourself walking up in a mall and try to sell something to somebody, right? It might feel uncomfortable. So a lot of people are doing what they need to do, not because of the skill per se, because they don't know how to do it. It's because their mindset behind it. Because if you don't know how to do something and nobody's watching and nobody can judge you, criticize it, maybe you get out there and start practicing. Imagine basketball, right? If there's a stadium full of people, you need to play a match and you don't know how to play basketball, you're gonna be like, no, I don't want to do it. But if there's nobody in the stadium, nobody's watching, and I tell you, hey, can you go practice some basketball? You might say, if you want to learn it, maybe, oh yeah, I would do that. But if I tell you, you got to do it in front of a lot of people that might judge you and criticize you, you might not do it. So it has to do with mindset. Because if somebody's watching, it makes you uncomfortable, right? Yes, Roman is asking me how to search through AI. Yeah, that is something I can share later on, using AI to build your business. Of course, that's something I'm going to start talking more and more about that. Okay, but the AI that I use is a tool, right? That is specifically for Facebook. It's not just AI that I put out there. And another thing that you could do with AI for lead generation is go to the ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT how to start generating leads. And you're going to get a list of things on how to generate leads. Go on Facebook, how to generate leads. And Facebook is, Google, and Google is going to tell you. AI is going to tell you. But the problem is not AI itself, like the skills itself, it's the mindset behind the skill. And that is important to see. I just listened to, and he's saying all people feel inadequate, and it's actually a very good thing. But because there is a space for growth and working on ourselves, the problem is we have inadequate compass. What are your thoughts? Yes, most people feel inadequate. I would say everybody feels inadequate because of the environment we grew up in, guys. As we were kids, whenever we were not listened, whenever we were not supported, whenever we didn't feel loved because we were pushed to eat all our food, when we wanted to do something and our parents just said, okay, you know what, I'm tired of you, stop it, or whatever, whenever they didn't treat us in a loving way, unfortunately, that made us feel inadequate. Even if it was a small thing like eat all your food or shut up, stop bothering me. That could have created some type of inadequacy, because a lot of people think about trauma. I wasn't hit as a kid. In my case, yes, but people tell me, I wasn't hit as a kid. I wasn't raped. So I didn't have any traumas as kids. And that is wrong, guys, because traumatic moments could be as small as, mom, I want this, and mom ignoring you. Maybe mom, I don't know, cooking and not paying attention. I don't know, mom and dad fighting over something in front of you. That could have created a negative feeling, a negative belief in your head according to the environment you were in. So unfortunately, yes, it is true that everyone feels some type of inadequacy. And this is the work that I do. And I've been doing it to myself for 13 years. And I still find parts of me that feel inadequate, that need to be dealt with. And as I feel more adequate, the more I do, the better version of myself I am, right? And the more I grow. So yes, it is true that there's always room for growth, right? So we need to find those parts of us that feel inadequate. So if I feel inadequate, why would I start getting the word out there? What I do, doing lives, doing posts, doing my website, or whatever it is, guys, that I need to do to start getting leads my way. I'm not going to do it. So lead generation has to do mainly with mindset. As again, I'm going to talk about that again. Going to groups, giving value. That could be one thing. Creating your website and getting, people into your website, traffic into your website. There we go. Ads into your website. Whatever it is, there's different ways to create leads. But again, what I would recommend is do it organically before you start spending money in ads. Because if you don't know how the ad has to look like, what does it have to say? You're competing amongst thousands or even hundreds of thousands of people out there that are doing ads. And it's a bidding thing. So if you don't bid enough money, you're going to put $3 or $5 a day. You're competing to people that are looking for the same thing that you are, clients for you in personal development, weight loss, or whatever it is, mindset. In my case, you're competing with huge companies out there. People are making a lot of money. They're putting maybe $100 a day, and competing against them, it's not easy, guys. So we need to understand that I would start doing those things organically, lead generation organically. And if I'm not doing it, stop trying to do it, finding other new ways. Oh, AI can do prospecting for me. Why am I not doing prospecting? Guys, I even today, sometimes if I have some time, I go in there and I do some prospecting with some people. Not a lot as I used to, but I do some of it. Why? Because maybe I have the time and I'm doing some lead generation. Although I have, as I said, some clients that are recommending me, some referrals. I have my VA doing that. I have my AI. Sometimes I do it specifically and go into groups and find some things. I find a post, I'm about to post something in a group. I look through some posts and oh, boom, I found a nice post there. So I might just go in there and start adding people or commenting or whatever. If people say, somebody asks about procrastination and I see people trying to procrastination, boom, I go in and I give value to each one of those comments. I give value. Even a comment within a post, maybe somebody is doing some fishing in there, talking about procrastination, I might go there and give some value there, and I might get some leads there. But if you're not doing those things, guys, it has to do with mindset. It has nothing to do with lead generation, because nowadays there's so many ways to create leads, generate leads. If you're not doing what you need to do, you got to stop a second, ask those 3 questions, explore more, even deeper. How do I feel? Why do I feel these things that I'm feeling? Connect with your emotions. And again, one of the biggest ones is fear. And most people don't want to accept the fear. So they're going to repress it. And that is going to keep them stuck, not being able to do the things they need to do. Okay, so we need to explore our emotions. Why do I feel this? And how does this make me feel about myself? So how do I feel? Why do I feel this? And how does this make me feel about myself? Explore that. I've been doing this for many years, working with a lot of entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants. And again, we keep finding fear of failure, fear of being rejected, fear of being judged and criticized and not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling valued. All those things, if I don't deal with them, guys, they're going to get in the way. I'm going to see procrastination. I'm going to see perfectionism. I'm going to see overwhelm. I'm going to see whatever, loss of focus, loss of motivation as the byproduct. And listen to this. I see those problems as the byproduct. Most people treat overwhelm, stress, anxiety, loss of motivation, have a bigger why or whatever, because they're treating the symptoms. We need to treat the root cause. The story you're telling yourself in the back of your head, I'm not good enough. I'm not deserving. I'm not valuable enough. I'm not worthy. I'm inadequate. Whatever it is, the story you're telling yourself around generating leads, getting out there, getting people to know you, because that's what's going to hold you back. I hope that makes sense, guys. I have one more question here I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to stay around. Hey, Doris, thank you very much for watching. Hi, also saying trauma is not real. We just perceive it as real, honing on to it. It gives us excuse not to move in life and creating. Trauma is not real. I don't know if I would say that trauma is not real, because the psychological impact, to put the right word, the impact, it is there. So the psychological trauma is there. It is real. So I don't know if I would put it that way. Trauma is not what happened to you. It's what happened inside you as a result of what happened to you. Yes, but it's what I believe, and Gabor talks about it. It is trauma still. It is a wound. It is a psychological wound. So it is trauma. If you study Gabor, he talks about trauma and he says it's real. The wound is there, although it's psychological, mind, energetic, whatever you want to call it, it's still there. I love that you said that. It's not what happened to you, it's what you made up in your mind around what happened to you. Exactly, the story you told yourself. Thank you, Peter, about that. So thank you again, everyone, for watching. If you're watching live, let me know if you like this. Right, type a capital yes, capital letter yes, if you like this, what I just talked about, lead generation. Okay, different ways to start generating leads, the basic ones. If you're watching replay, just let us know too. If you have any questions on social media, on Facebook, let us know. And I'm going to stay here with the people on Zoom. We're going to continue with this for a little bit longer. We're going to do some Q&A and some laser coaching. So again, thank you very much for watching. And guys on Facebook, see you on the next live. Have a great week. Take care. Bye. Okay, here we go. So let me stop the recording a second so I have to